Hello, welcome to another modern video. Today I bring to you an updated version of Karn Amulet. I am a big fan of Karn, the great creator. I love how this card plays out in Amulet Titan. So today we're going to try to bring this version of the deck to the year 2022. And for that we have to, make some adjustments and play a couple of busted cards. So we're playing 3 copies of Karn, the great creator, and we of course have a Karn package in the sideboard. So we have access to Tormod's Crypt, Pithing Needle, Relic of Progenitus, Liquid Metal Coating, Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, Walking Ballista, and Engineered Explosives. All of these are the options that we have available to us in game number 1. There's also the possibility of winning something like Treasure Vault. That's another card that I considered, but I think that I'm valuing all of these cards a little bit higher than that. I do think that those things may come up, so I wouldn't fault anybody from trying the card. In fact, I know that a lot of people like having access to the card a lot, so I just wanted to point out that I'm personally not the biggest fan of using the cyber slot for a land. For a land that is not fantastic, right? Like I'm all about using cyber slot for lands, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it. But yeah, so what Karn does for the deck is it just helps certain matchups, and it kind of makes a couple of matchups worse. So with anything, you always have to kind of weigh in the pros and cons and kind of choose what you think is going to be better for the metagame that you would expect. But I think that it's still possible to play Karn, and I think it's still very good to play Karn. So yeah, so the only changes that I made really were to the mana base. Like you see that I'm adding 2 copies of Boseiju in the main deck. I'm only playing a single copy of Castle Garenbrig, and I'm playing the Castle, the Cavern of Souls, Crumbling Vestige. Crumbling Vestige is also very good alongside Dryad and Amulet, of course. But the rest of the deck list is fairly straightforward. I also consider cutting one of these Tolaria Wests to make room for either one more Bounce Land or one more Castle Garenbrig. So keep that in mind if that's something that you want to try yourself. This is the deck list that we're going to be trying through this league, though. The non-card package in the sideboard is Bojuki Bog, Boseiju, and Cavern of Souls. It's pretty self-explanatory what these cards do. And a couple of copies of Endurance and a couple of copies of Force and Vigor to round things up. This is the deck list that we're going to be playing through this modern league right here. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you for round number 1. Leave me a comment down below if you are liking this kind of deck, but I've been receiving a bunch of suggestions to people just want to see Karn Amulet again, so trying to give the people what they want. But if there's anything in particular you will want to play, by the way, also you can check the description of the video if you would like to do a donation video for you, either on stream or just a video straight to YouTube. But yeah, that's it for me for now, and without further ado, let's get into the tightening, shall we? See you for round number 1. All right, here we go, round number 1. Yeah, this hand looks good to me. We can Gracer on 1, which is pretty good. Put him most to 6. Please play a monkey on turn 1. That's actually better, I think. I'm oftentimes less afraid of turn 1 DRC than I am of turn 1 monkey. Thoughtseize. All right, so I imagine that's gonna be my Summoner's Pact going to the bin. Oh, this is just John's Saga? Maybe it's just John the No Saga. John's Shadow? Hey Andrea, I was just saying how... We're just looking at how many trophies you have this season. Good job, man. Been doing well. My decks are carrying me a ton, to be honest. Just getting lucky in the right places. I mean, that's what it takes, man. That's what it takes. Opponent really in the tank about this. I don't think it's that hard of a decision. Yeah. Glad you figure it out, opponent. Ugh. Sorry, I am that good, opponent. I'm sorry that I am that good. My bad. So this means next turn I have Titan mana, which is nice. My opponent needs another Thoughtseize to stop me now. Gonna make his construct token. My opponent's just better than I am, though. Oh, I should have bounced the Boseiju so I can destroy their Saga. I actually fucked up here. Yeah, that's a pretty significant mistake. I should have bounced. I don't know why I bounced the forest instead of bouncing the Boseiju. That was just a pretty bad mistake. So, bounce land means that I get to transmute. Titan means that I get to win. Hey, hey, hello. So definitely getting Growth Chamber. And I guess it's Saga. Get to bounce second Growth Chamber. Pass the turn. So many Sagas, so little time. At this point, I'm just gonna throw, you know, the Chump Blocker in there. And now we just transmute for Dryad, right? We attack. Opponent makes a construct. I mean, I could just play it super safe, right? I can just play it super safe. Swing. Say yes. Tularia West. And another bounce land. One to make a token. Yeah, we have enough mana. So transmute. We're gonna transmute here, and I'm gonna make a token main phase. But this uses my mana pretty well, and it allows me to have Boseiju as interaction, so I can't really die. But I'm gonna make a token, just doesn't really do anything. Like whatever they suit, they use the Shadow Spear on, I just, you know, blow up with Boseiju. They can also just go find Python Needle. And name Boseiju with Python Needle, but then I just chump one of the constructs. They don't have lethal. And Pirates Pelham. Okay. Just gonna okay. Resolves. I don't think my opponent is aware of how dead they are. I don't think my opponent realizes how way beyond dead they are. Going to alter Boseiju, I'll toss it in Discord. I'm done. Oh, nice. Well, good job. Hope it works out. You 5-0 Limited Hammer deck with only 3 Paladins. Wow, what a master. So Bog's great. Boseiju is probably great. Endurance is fantastic. Now the question is, do I want force? Not really. Just gonna cut one Saga and one Explore. Call it a day. Two Explorers. Do you prefer the Karn list as of now? Getting back into modern grind, I can't settle an Amulet list. Well, I don't know. This is my very first match of Karn Amulet that I've played in the past, like, 3 months or something. Probably gonna have to ship that one. Definitely gonna keep this one. Why has Karn fallen out of favor? I don't think it has. I mean, people aren't playing it as much, if that's what you mean. But I don't know if that's Karn's fault or people trying new stuff faults. Gracer too strong. Gracer way too strong. I should have gone turn 1 T-West, by the way. Ren in 6. That car's like $1 million. Gonna take it easy. If I play Saga and my opponent goes Alpine Moon, I am in so much trouble. So there's just no need for me to play into Alpine Moon like an idiot, right? You just take it easy. Play my Ursa Saga next turn after I've deployed my Dryad. Just take my time. Ooh, hello there. Why are we doing this now? It's like the weirdest timing ever. That is such a weird timing to do that. I was not expecting this card. Also, Boseiju grows the Torak. Yikes. Torak against me. I don't really know how I feel about that. Torak against Amulet? It's kind of interesting, right? I do turn to sidecar now, but it depends on my deck list. Like, sometimes you have good cards to bring in, and sometimes you just don't. Like, I still try to have a functional deck, you know what I'm saying? Amulet. That's a terrible draw. Okay. Just gonna go get another Saga, I guess. Not in great shape here. Maybe I should have gotten Bojuki Box so my opponent can't K-command me into the garbage. No, I should have probably got him Bog there. Because now my opponent has me draw step locked with K-command. They don't ult. Okay. I mean, if I draw a Titan, I just win, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. If I have a Primeval Titan on top of my deck, I literally just win the game. Straight up. Or Summoner's Pact, I guess. Alright. Not punished. Now we do lose. Yeah, cutting was Saga is just fine. Let's cut an amulet for the Colossus and ship it. We got Turret. It's fine though. It's fine. That's why we have a game 3. There's no way opponent does not play a green source on turn 2, right? They're just totally gonna play a green source. Damn it. It's okay, I'm gonna draw a green source off the top. Correct. Yep, I guess. I imagine they're gonna take the amulet here. Yeah, I mean, it's just the best card by so much. Though they do have extra information. They do have information that I don't have, right? Because they bobbled me, so maybe. Doesn't really matter what I copy there. I copy the Blood Crypt, but it's just like it's irrelevant because I'm gonna end up bouncing this eventually anyway. Because if I find the bounce land, I'm gonna want to use this. Tarmo Goofy. Pass the turn. Hey, if I find the bounce land, I imagine they have Colonist Command. Like they have to have Colonist Command here, otherwise they made a really bad mistake. And if they have Colonist Command, they should have used it right there because they missed a point of damage that was free. So Ren. Okay. I'm gonna play this out because I'm gonna play it out for 2 because now if my opponent has Colonist Command, maybe they go after this, and if they go after this, I still have a shot at winning here. Like, discard spells don't really matter. Torak matters, but discard spells don't. Because, like, my hand's just so redundant at this point. They have ways to answer Amulet in play. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, my opponent answered my explosive instead of answering my Amulet. Like, I now draw a bounce line and the game ends. Or castle. Yep. Just playing my opponent like a fiddle. So this is not lethal. Does that mean I want to go after the Ren? Since this is not lethal? I think so. I'm not close enough to being dead, so I don't really care about Radiant Fountain. Just trying to maximize my value here, so it's probably going to be Growth Chamber T-West. And now what do I bounce? I guess I technically can transmute if I want to. So let's transmute. Bug them for heat. I mean, I have 2 more Titans though. Right? Like I don't think heat matters too much. Kind of feels like my opponent's been taking the risks at the wrong places a little bit. Maybe they overvalued the Boseiju. They were like, I'm not going to take the Amulet so I can put pressure on my opponent, and then I have Boseiju plus Ren going. But Boseiju plus Ren kind of sucks. Like, it's not really that good of a combo. Like, it's a good combo, don't get me wrong, but it's not that good. Like, it's not going to stop me, right? It's not like all of a sudden my Primeval Titans are not going to kill you because you have Boseiju plus Ren going. And I think that my opponent just did... Like, they Boseiju'd my Engineering Explosives and literally gave me Titan mana. They literally gave me the mana that I was missing to cast Primeval Titan. Very kind of them. Let's go for this. Bojuku Bog and a bounce land. Now you look at how bad Boseiju is looking right now. Just not really doing anything. But if they have taken this Amulet when the Inquisition on turn 1, I guess that they wouldn't have been able to put pressure on me, because like their pressure was Tarmogoyf plus Ren and 6, which are both things that use the graveyard. So maybe they felt compelled to do this because... just because of the way that their hand lined up. Yeah. So yeah, this matchup, I think this is a good matchup for us. overall, all things considered. See you next round. All right, here we go. Turn 2 Karn. Don't mind if I do. Island. There's just no way this matchup is not ridiculously good for us, right? Garrett better have that turn to rebuke, because otherwise they're just getting got. This matchup is free. I don't know if it's free, but like, it's probably pretty good. Do I want to play the Gracer? Probably, right? Just another blocker. I'm gonna go for coding just because we're just so absurdly ahead right now that I just feel like I get to I get to blow up their only land. This is fun. I'm having fun. This seems fun. Can't crack that clue token. Can't crew the dreadnought. Karn is like, no, you can't get onto the ship. I wonder what the flavor is there, right? Like, why does this guy tell people that they can't really get into the ship, right? You have these little robots, they want to get into the ship. And there comes Karn, and he's like, no, you can't. It's just like, can't get into the ship, can't do it. Craven Inspector, yeah. This is the aspiring spec tech, because like you need a bunch of artifacts so that you work with the Moonsnare prototype. So you do need a bunch of artifacts, and then you need to like this is actually just a blocker for Monkey, and you can turn it into a card later on if you need that. Spike has been playing with this. Not sure how good it actually is, but like I think it makes sense. And there's not that many cards that, you know, you just need artifacts. Like that's the way to make this thing good. You just need artifacts in play. All right, Garrett has some issues, but then finally figure out that he couldn't beat the Karn. Boseiju looks fantastic, so let's bring that bad boy in. I like this card. This card, what's his name? Force Evader? It looks good. This card, Engineered Explosives, also looks good. Gracer actually blocks, which is pretty nice. Cut 1 Explore, cut 1 Cavern, maybe 2 Caverns. Cut the second Cavern or cut the Tolerio West? I think on the draw I'm gonna cut a T West. On the play I'm gonna bring back the T West. Get the Cavern. If you were in a store, would Karn be the guy that looks the other way or calls the police? Karn would call the police, the fun police, yeah. Those are the good questions. I love watching Spike gloat about his decks having good Amulet matchups, and then he gets butted immediately after. No, to be fair, like I think Spike is very well aware of his matchups, and he says he has a good Amulet matchup with like the what's his name, the like the Blood Sun deck, which is true. Like the Amulet matchup is pretty bad for that, pretty good for that deck, but like he was even putting Ashiox in the sideboard just because of how bad the Amulet matchup was. I mean, I'm keeping this hand, right? If I don't die by turn 3, we go turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Saga, turn 3 Castle, Dryad, Land, turn 4 Titan with double Amulet. Ugh. Mulligan to 4 from opponent. And he says, shit, this deck does not mull very well. I feel ya. Affinity be Affinity. That was always a thing with Affinity. Like, it always mulliganed like garbage. Not a deck that mulligans well. It's good to watch your stream. Titan again is Karn back on the menu because a lot of people are testing new toys. Moon Snare thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm just having some fun. Just playing some Karn. It's more of I want to try what's possible. It's more so that than Karn is good or Karn is bad. Flow the mana. Here's an Amulet. Here's a land. Here's a Dryad. Here's another land. Next turn we have Titan mana. And we have a dead opponent. I mean, honestly, for a multi 4, opponent's hand is kind of insane. Turn 1 they passed, okay, like not great. But turn 2 Darksteel Citadel Damping Sphere. Turn 3 Nettle Cyst off of this Saga. It's a 5/5. Like that's it's not the worst mulligan that I've ever seen. I'm getting the chump in there because opponent can get Shadow Spear. Upkeep Dismember. Okay, we still get to Titan here. Float mana. Second Amulet. Play land. Bounce what? Bounce to bounce land? So we do get to Boseiju here. What do we blow up? It's the good green guy. Garrett is it's another Amulet player, by the way. We're having some fun in the chat. Beat me in round 6 of GP Las Vegas, the GP Hogak. I'm thinking that I want to Boseiju something, but I'm trying to figure out what do I want to Boseiju. Do I want to Boseiju Damping Sphere? I think I want to Boseiju Damping Sphere so I can have access to colored mana. Yeah, I think so. And I want to do it now because they're going to have Beating Needle next turn. This also makes their dude smaller. That's a W. Colored mana allows me to actually play both offense and defense, or like trade with their stuff and then like just transmute it for Dryad next turn. Don't have packs to pay for. So I think I'm looking pretty good here. Yeah, for sure. For sure blowing up. If you're gonna blow up a creature, it's better to blow up the Saga. I mean, they can get the Dreadnought. And our hand is garbage, so this is not locked up just yet. Take 12. This is not locked up just yet. Is Gracer the missing piece? Is Gracer all that we needed? So we attack. Suits up the Dreadnought. Attack. Boseiju the Dreadnought. One, two, three. I get to Boseiju 3 things. So I think we just attack here. And I'm gonna find Boseiju plus Tolaria West. And then we're gonna have two land drops. And then I get to play a second Primeval Titan. Can any of my mods get onto doing some banning, please? Yeah, no mods right now. Brutal. Click through Kruin. Yeah, that's kind of brutal actually. Like they threw a construct in the garbage for no reason. So transmute. Pact. There we go. Pact for prime time. Can't even get rebuked. Feels good, man. Can't even rebuke me. Masterfully. Take that. This is a good time. I'm having a good time. Having a good time, chat. I'm having a good time. Do I want to get Saga going? I feel like my Sagas are going to be so much better than my opponents. So much worse than my opponents. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's right. So I guess I should have gone to the Saga. Whoops. Whoops. Well, that happened. Don't worry about it, chat. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm repaying them for the no. Yeah, I'm just trying to even out the playing field here. Good stuff, good stuff. So if I were to blow something up, I'll probably blown up this Nettle Cyst, right? Well, never mind. I'm blowing up the construct now. Well, actually... What's the trick here? Dismember? I'm not playing around Dismember. Just not drawing anything, but it just doesn't matter. Well... Oh, this is just lethal, yeah. So this is now... This is now just lethal. That was fun, though. 8, yeah. Excuse me, did I say 8, yeah? I mean 16, yeah. Masterfully did not draw the sun home so I could kill. Good games, Garrett. See you next round. Okay, this hand looks good to me against the Lurrus deck. If my opponent did not reveal Lurrus, maybe I would have shipped this hand, but I guess Hammer would be worst case scenario. Oh no. Oh, what? Is this not mill? This is upon list last night, and I think it's more consistent, but I think the explosive wins with Slayers and Sunhome is correct, especially in certain matches. I mean, yeah, I mean, as I just said, like you're giving up a non-zero amount of equity, right? All the thought ceases. Say what? It's a good draw, by the way. That's a good draw, I think. I think that may have been a good draw. I mean, Thoughtseize means no Saga token, so I'm kind of into it. The triple Thoughtseize draw, classic. Opponent's kind of getting owned here a little bit. Let's minus for Golos, shall we? I don't know how I feel about the Thoughtseize deck with Ursa Saga, man. You know? I don't know how I feel about the control deck playing Ursa Saga. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that I'm skeptical. Let's say that I'm skeptical. I assume they're gonna go get Pie the Needle, but like I just got so much value from this Karn. And they got no value whatsoever from their Saga, and they also just... I get a nice little free Stone Rain here. Heal through this turn. Pog. Classic Cavern for Scout. Classic Cavern for Scout. Can we just get another Saga here? Get that party started? I think so, right? How have I been? How's life? Life has been outstanding. And I've been doing really well. Exhausting. Definitely tiresome, but doing really well. Dude, like, what is my opponent doing over there? What a maniac! I love it! That's fun. That's kind of fun what they're doing. Seems really hard for them to be able to beat what we are doing, but they're doing some cool stuff. Maybe I should have gone a second Amulet first there. I mean, they're 3-0 right now. That's what MTG Bot just said. So I played fun decks, but they're not good. Okay. Fatal push my construct. No. I mean, the thing is, opponent can never tap out, right? But in the meantime, while they're never tapping out, I'm just like getting constructs for free every turn. And they just gifted me a free Stone Rain too, for good measure. Like, I don't know if they can take this damage. Like, this is a lot of damage. They're gonna have to push here. I can go map for another Saga. Love my positive streams and vibes though, help me learn title. Oh, thank you, Ash White Babe. I appreciate it. Oh, that's you, Ash. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a minute. You changed your username. You got me confused there for a second. Yeah, that's what I remembered. I remember Song of the Elders. There we go. I could have played the Dryad there, and then with Crumbly Vestige crack the map and get the Saga into play. But if my opponent has a counter spell, I'm allowing my opponent to use their mana. I mean, they're just dead, right? Like, they can't beat this. I can just make plays at random and I'm gonna win anyway. But like this, I think is the slightly better play. How if I like the current list versus the list on the previous stream? I mean, I've been liking this list. I've been winning with it, which is good. I like winning. Big fan of endurance in this kind of matchup. I think that just like deploying a threat on your opponent's end step is just so innocuously powerful. Did anyone catch the final versus live stream today? What is that title clock? Say it's already doing better than last. I thought you I was sick or something. Yeah. It's doing well. This league is doing better than the previous one. His hand's a little bit sketchy. I'm gonna keep it anyway because I don't think my opponent has really a way to punish me for this low start. Like their deck seems super like just kind of clunky. I feel like almost every match I'm against Sony Titan, I'm just is this okay to do? No, I think it's okay to do. Like it makes sense, right? Like you're just building your deck to be the most streamlined that it can be for game 1, and then on games 2 and 3, you're just bringing cards that are good in that specific matchup. So Explore is like one of the best examples of that kind of philosophy. Seize my Valak. Okay. So I can bounce here. I think I'm okay with that. If my opponent sees here, I get to resolve Azusa, which is very nice. Star City versus Live, the weekly stream with Rose and Corey. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what you were talking about. House turned to Titus me in the preliminary today. He owes me an apology. I mean, are you mad? You mad? Are you mad? You mad? Is that what you're telling me? 100% worth keeping in the 75 though, and not cutting it for less powerful mid cards, but the matchup dependent, like member endurance. I mean, you could. The thing is that the delta when you're doing something else is just so big. Like the difference in quality of the card, you know? I'll be here all week. That's actually not true. I won't be here all week, but I'm here right now. Has been posting some crazy list. Has he? There goes my Primeval Titan. That's so many Thoughtseizes, man. When is my opponent gonna run out of Thoughtseizes? I don't like what's going on here. I like my cards. Why doesn't my opponent like my cards? It's just not fair. Huge advocate of Endurance and Azusa. Yeah, Endurance is great. I think it's a really, really good cyber card. I think Endurance has cemented itself as one of the best cyber cards that Amulet has access to, which makes me really happy because I was really, really high on the card from the day that I saw it. I'm just like, this card is going to be fantastic. I have had some really, really bad takes in the past, and I own them. I have had some extremely, extremely bad takes in the past, but lately I've been on a tear. Lately I've been on a tear. It's kind of cool. Spin the wheel! Everybody's favorite game. What will my 6/6 7/7 get me? Aw. Just one card. Man. Alright. Gonna put this in Giant. Like, this is... In this list, I'm only playing the single Colossus, so... I can't draw another one. Normally play Living It, and the fact that you can pack for Endurance and it's speed is bullshit. Yeah. I mean, so the thing about Endurance is that it is exactly the card that Amulet wants. And that is, like, when the card was spoiled, everybody was going crazy about Grief. And what I was saying is, like, Endurance is not busted in the obvious sense that, like, Grief or Solitude are. But I think that Endurance is secretly one of the best ones. Because it is exactly what any green deck would want out of a sideboard card. This forces the action. Like, my opponent's going to spellbomb my Cultivator Colossus, and this forces the action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 mana, so I could minus for Golos. Yeah, it's just perfect as an instant speed answer to graveyards. Perfect against a deck like Mill, which is what I was the most excited about. It's just perfect against so many random decks. It's just the perfect cyber card that any green deck could ask for. There's no Amulet. I don't have an Amulet, so no, I cannot. I mean, I can cast it next turn. And now I can minus. I'm gonna just minus for Ballista. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my Karn dies to the tar pit. But I think that's fine because killing the Lurrus is their priority. I guess I could make Ballista into a 3/3. But then I don't draw any cards from the Colossus. That's probably fine. Like, the Colossus is just lethal by itself. So this is fine. So I think I'm just going to reset this again to Beast, which is kind of weird, but anyway, it's not going to matter. And I'm giving up the Karn, but I think that just killing the Lurrus is just enough value out of the Karn. And if my opponent taps out to kill the Karn with the Tar Pit, then that means I get to resolve Colossus and I get to haste it. So we all thought Titan was dead after Summer Bloom. Yeah, it was not. Turns out that us Titan players are a lot more stubborn than you would think. Alright, opponent found an unearth. For whatever reason, they spent however long they did to figure out that they wanted to unearth the Lurrus. Oh, I guess that means that my Karn doesn't die. That's why my opponent was so in the tank. Alright, so opponent is trying to steal my Walking Ballista, which is gonna, of course, meet a ping to the face. A ping to the face. And now what? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Either Spellbomb. Okay. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, let's leave out green mana here. So let's do, this is 7 right there. Pretty unlucky, but it's not the end of the world. I'm hasting this Colossus because it forces the chump on the Lurrus. So what am I doing with Karn? What am I doing with Karn? Just minus for Golos, right? Because coding doesn't really do anything for me. Alternatively, I could minus for Pleading Needle and just Pleading Needle Creeping Target. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Creeping Target. If I code in upkeep, my opponent activates in response. And then attack and kill my Karn. No, I could have not played the Amulet, right? I could have just not played the Amulet and just play the coding instead. But if I do that, then my opponent activates Tar Pit with the coding ability on the stack, and they attack my Karn and it just dies. And then if they draw like a land and in their hand they have an answer to the Colossus, then I'm actually in trouble, right? Wow, my opponent has March of the Wretched Sorrow. Okay. Explosives for 1? Wait, what? Oh man, they were so close, and now it's over. Man, we don't have blue to copy their Creeping Target. But now we just haste double strike the Azusa, and that's lethal. And they can't answer both the Colossus and the Azusa. Unless they have Slaughter Pact. I'm ready to get got by Slaughter Pact. My body is ready, opponent. Slaughter Pact me. Come on. Do it. Boom. There we go. Let's do it. Next round. 3-0. All right, here we go. Round number 4. Turn 1 Gracer into Saga. Sure, let's keep this. Gracer into Saga. Turn 2 Growth Chamber. Bounce Boseiju. Turn 3 we can Karn. Use Mat Katanas a lot too, and Eclipse Mat Sleeves. I'm not familiar with Eclipse. Just gonna copy Saga. So this is UR Murktide. This matchup's not great for us. Maybe we can get like a bunch of... Oh. Missing land drops is a good matchup for us though. Eclipse our Ultra Prospect sleeves. I don't like Ultra Pro personally. I've been just getting got by it way too much. Okay. So float mana. Get an Amulet. Bounce land. Float from Boseiju. Play Dryad. And I can cast Karn or make a construct here. I think I'm going to make a construct, because I don't think I can really get any value from the Karn at all. I guess I could go with Relic. But I'd rather just put more pressure on my opponent here. Dragon Shield Katana. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but I've just had such. Let's just put it like I've had such good experiences with Katana and Dragon Shields that like I don't really feel the need to try something else. Yeah, you can post whatever you want. I don't care. As long as it's not like spam or anything like that. I don't really mean people posting stuff in chat. As long as you're sharing pertinent stuff, it's all good. Yeah. Dragon Shields are really good. I like them a lot. But yeah, since I've been using Katana, that's been just what I use. Opponent must feel really far behind, or maybe their hand is just garbage. Which is possible for the hand to be pretty bad. Yeah, you don't want to attack. So this is double Amulet or Expedition map, but not both. So I'm gonna get double Amulet because I can just minus for Golos. And that's Expedition map at home. So I'm just gonna get a second Amulet here. Whoops. Well, misclicked. Obviously, I would have done this pre-combat, but well. Boop. Now you have Delirium. Wish your company could come out with custom card sleeves that are actually good quality. I never actually tried custom card sleeves. They sound like fun, but Karn down. Got me. Still facing lethal. Yep. That's a Regent of the Murktide variety. So this is 6, 7, 8. So that's 2 activations here. And we swing, they block, take 4, 5. Yeah, this is super lethal. Yep. All right. Endurance. Come here. All 3 of this. Come here. Cut a couple of Sagas. Can cut a castle. Let's cut a Colossus. It's so nice to not have to bring in force against the Murktide deck. It's just so nice. That I think it's like, that is the best feeling. Just not having to bring in force against Murktide is just delightful. Keep! I didn't say Grayson as an attacker. Man, big punt. This is basically me saying, I have endurance in my hand. Opponent, I have endurance in my hand. Play around it. If I learn one thing from me is to attack Grixis. I'm very happy that you learned the important things, you know. Really happy that you learned the important things instead of all the other, you know, stupid stuff like, you know, play the deck and stuff. Thank you for follow, Mocha. Call me Crew with a tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Call me. Pleasure to have you here. This is kind of awkward, but so Azusa's gone, and like I need to deploy a blocker here, so we're just gonna have to play a very, very sad endurance here. Alright, it's a 3-4. Thought you always already subbed. Brutal. Well, now we have to find one of our 3 basics. 4 basics. We're playing 4 basic lands. If we find any one of them, we probably just win the game. Never mind. Guess I should have brought in forces, huh? Guess I should have brought in forces. I'm gonna chill here. Like, we are just waiting, and I want to make sure that I'm so good, man. So not next turn, but the following turn, I can go end step Boseiju, blow this up into untap land and play Titan immediately. Spell Pierce. Okay, good to know about this. Consider. Let's say my opponent achieves Delirium and they unholy hit my Endurance. Do I just exile their shit? I'm gonna block the monkey here. I guess I don't have as much time as I... never mind. I'm gonna pass here. It's not bad. So we're going to 2 mana to get a bounce land here. End step, we're going to blow this up. We're going to tap, blow it up, cast Uncounterable Titan. But by delaying when I do this, yeah, exactly. Now my opponent's tapped out of blue. Murktide Regent. Okay. So now they're tapped out of blue. Unless they have 4 basics, which there's no way that they have. Dude, Boseiju is fucked up, man. They have 1 land, so I end tap. I Summoner's back for Primeval Titan. I then Boseiju the other Blood Moon. Probably don't have another basic. And I get to Cavernous Souls into a Primeval Titan. Dude, like, just whatever. Just not okay, man. This shit's just not okay. So I definitely need another basic forest. In case they have Blood Moon number 3. And then... Bojukebog? I think so. Doesn't grow the Murktide. It just makes sure that my Titan is safe from... And I could have cast the Dryad there, but I'm playing around my opponent having Counterspell. Imagine if I misclick there and play Boseiju instead of discarded. I'm not gonna lie, I almost did it. I'm gonna be honest here, that almost just happened. But it didn't, so it's good. Everything's okay. Archmage's Charm, not gonna cut it. They kept on top though. So I'm assuming that they have an answer to the Titan? Maybe second Murktide? Second Murktide really speeds up the clock. Boseiju is messed up. Boseiju is messed up. Otawara Soaring City enter the exiled zone. Okay. They're playing Blood Moon and Otawara in the same deck list. Dude, people are so greedy when building their decks. I wonder how many more fetchables they have. Wait, can they? Oh yeah, they can't actually activate this from, right? Yeah, no, they can't. This discards from hand. No attacks. Coward. Opponent confirmed coward. Let's do that. Say yes. Crazy boy. Just gonna send home Borders Garrison. We're basically trading for the Murktide, but then my opponent has no pressure. So now they have no pressure at all. And I think I'm actively interested in my opponent countering my Dryad at this point. I guess they could also just have double counterspell, which would suck for me, but... well, I don't have a red. Oh, because I could have gotten Valakut? Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting for sure. Play Grazer? There's no way they counter this. They counter it? That's so good for me. I guess I shouldn't have played my land. Alright, I'll take it. Put it down on a single card. Only one card left for opponent. Okay. But they can't lethal me here. So we take 8. That's fine. I don't think there's any cards that they can flip that matter. Ursa Saga has been exiled, whatever. Endurance? I mean, they know about the growth chamber, so they can't counter this. Or they do, I guess. I'm pretty sure I have lethal here. I haven't done the math, but at this point, I just kind of feel it, you know? This feels lethal to me, you know? This feels lethal to me. 2, 4, 5, 6. White. Stronghold. Valakut. Shout out to Stronghold and Valakut for not sucking ass. Shout out to Stronghold and Valakut for not being battlements, which would not be lethal here, and my opponent would kill me in the air. Shout out to Stronghold and my boy Sanhome over here. Was that game sick or what? I feel like that game was just a masterpiece. I feel like that game was just an absolute masterpiece on how to play this matchup, and a really, really loud cry about how fucked up this card is. Oh, this card, dude. My opponent had double Blood Moon, man. Oh, wow. All right. See you in the next round. All right. Playing for the trophy. And yeah, these are the hands, right? Like, this is the cost of playing Boros Garrison. If this were a green bounce land, this hand is actually just very good, right? Like, we go turn 1 Saga, turn 2 this, turn 3. We're setting up like Grazer into a bunch of stuff. So this is the cost of Garrison, which is not as obvious to see. Like, you do see the miss lethals because you were playing battlements instead of Garrison, but you don't really stop to think about these hands. But yeah, there goes the ship. Keep this. I guess I'm gonna assume that we're playing against Hammer Time, so I'm gonna hold on to both Boseijus. We're not playing against Hammer Time. Yeah, just top deck Asusa, then top deck Titan. Easy game. Opponent kept on top. So lucky. Absolute luck sack, if you ask me. Terrible draw. Doesn't really do anything for us. The good thing is that we're masterfully playing around discard spells. Got him. Hashtag outplayed. Hashtag outplayed. Hey! Sup? What is up, gorgeous? I think I'm going to develop mana here. Because my opponent could have an answer to the Dryad. Yep, they do. And Holy Heat. Next turn we can Boseiju them out of blue, which is kind of nice. That's a shadow. Okay. So on their end step, I'm just gonna actually I fucked up because now they can iteration. I should have done this before. I should have done this probably on draw step. Oh no, I keep thinking that Boseiju allows them to go with basics, and that's just not true. So that's just a mistake. That's just bad. This is good dress down insurance, but I mean, I'm gonna do it because I'm not gonna have another turn, right? We're about to die. So close yet so far away, huh? This looks good, this looks good. These look good. These look good. Cut that. Cut these. Cut that. Okay. Fuck it, let's do it. What can we lose, right? Let's do it. No, I don't like Tormod's Crypt. Relic replaces itself, and it can help me keep their Delirium in check. Crypt is just like a one hit, and I'm not. That's just not that good an exchange for us. Ballista over second Amulet. This is fine. Maybe I should have 2 Karns instead of the 2 Amulets. We'll never know. We'll never know. Keep. Exactly the hand that we're looking for. And I guess we're going to Cavern on Nymph or Dryad. Yeah, this hand is basically the nuts. This is exactly what we're looking for. This is exactly what we're looking for in this matchup. Don't love the monkey. Also, I fucked up. I should have named Beast. That was actually a pretty significant mistake. Should have named Beast there. Excite Stronghold. Oh, come on. Come on. Not my Stronghold. Let's go for Asusa here. So, Cavern Human. Uncounterable Asusa. With the proper sequence here, obviously, is to play this. You want to play the lands that don't have triggers first, because now my opponent gets priority. And now they get to kill the Asusa, but I've got him full value by the time that my opponent gets to do their thing. Push. Black-red, terminate? Wow, this is such a good exchange for me. Like, I got my full value from the Asusa, and they used a premium removal spell. I'm into it. Next turn we get to resolve Titan. They better have another one of these. Because Heat is not going to do it. Well. Don't Thoughtseize me, bro. It's not a Thoughtseize. Ugh, they're going to find the Thoughtseize here for sure. It's a bubble. I'm actually gonna have to crack this relic. Probably. Yeah, they found the Thoughtseize. That sucks. That really sucks. Yep. They had that turn and that turn only to find the Thoughtseize. I mean, Endurance is strong. Dryad, not so much, I don't think. Unless I draw a Valakut, like this doesn't really do anything, right? I'm still gonna play Karn on Giant in case I draw one. And I'm gonna do this stuff main phase. Yep. Putting drawn pretty well. Our deck is efficient too, I guess. Opponent's casting a lot more spells than I am. That's for sure. We do have some stuff going for us, which is the fact that my opponent doesn't really have too much pressure right now. They're gonna terminate the Dryad. Interesting. Primetime just wins. Like, we can just draw a Primetime and we just win on the spot. Wait, what? Yeah, just don't do that. Wait, what are you... Hashtag whitelisted, hashtag... all that stuff. Already got that, so we can just double bounce land here. Bounce that, play that, and I'm still gonna name Giant, but It's like the second time today. Yeah, I mean, you have to know what you want to top deck, right? Otherwise, how are you gonna summon it to the top of the deck? It's really nice how I get to play around heat super well because of this relic. Like, opponent's forced to attack, and now I don't even have to crack the relic. I just activate, and whatever they exile, I'm gonna, like, it's gonna turn off their delirium. Like, if I couldn't do this, I would not crack relic to block one of these. I would just block the one that I can anyway, and then I would just move on. But now this is basically a free block, right? For me. Block there. Block there. Your dudes die. I could go for lethal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's just no need for me to, right? Can just send. And we have explosives, so. And here for trample damage, we want to make sure that we assign all of the damage to the dress down. Interesting. Using dress down defensively? Well, that's kind of pretty good for me. Right? 3, 4, 5, 6. I can cast a prime time right now. I can cast a prime time right now, but I don't get triggers. But I get to play around drowning the lock. So it's probably still worth it. Yeah, I think it's worth casting as well. It just frees up my mana for next. Oh, that's hilarious! If we were playing in paper, I would have 500% missed that interaction. I would have definitely have missed that interaction, and my opponent would have untapped with a shadow there. But the shadow had 6 damage on it, and then when the dress down died, it became a 4/4 again. That's hilarious. That's so funny. We still have heat sort of covered here. And we also have dress down covered. Okay. So if we untap, that's, I assume that's game. So I'm not going to activate Relic here because I have exactly 6 cards in the graveyard and my opponent can't drown the Titan. And I think I'm out of T-Wests. No, I still have 1. Lethal, yeah. Artillery West plus Boros Garrison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can't cast the Titan here. That's a bad block. Don't think you want to block like that. So I'm gonna do this first. Yeah. I was gonna do this first, and then I was gonna crack the relic to make sure my opponent doesn't have Lurrus going. Yeah, the Greys are showing up late there. Do I want Karns over Amulets? The thing is, my Karns don't really get me anything. So that's the issue with having Karn. So I think I'd rather have the Amulets. The thing is that because I'm sideboarding with this game plan, like, what is my Karn getting me? Sideboard down to 2 Amulets, have both of them in the opening hand. I'm gonna keep this hand anyway, because like Gracer is great, but it's just really funny. Okay. I think I'm gonna lead on Amulet as opposed to Gracer. Let's lead on Gracer actually. This means my opponent can't block. It can't damage me in the meantime. It's also better against a Dash Monkey. Which my opponent did have apparently. Okay. There's an Amulet. There's an Amulet. There's a Saga. Here's a map. Holding the fort. Holding the fort. Gracer holding on to dear life. Making sure we're safe. Keeping all of these pesky, overpowered 1-drops in check. I'll block your monkey. Yeah, that monkey. Block that one. Can we draw a bounce land, please? Is there justice in the world? Ban Grazer. It's clearly overpowered. Like, the fire design has done it this time. This is too much. I will not sit here idle while cards like Arboreal Grazer are making my modern format worse. Call against command. Can we please find a bounce land off the top? Can we please find a bounce land off the top? Is there such thing as justice? Also, shout out to Grazer eating 2 damage as opposed to me discarding one of my lands. Ugh. That sucks. I don't think I can play around second command, so I'm just gonna play out my land. Say go. And Banoko Ban Grayson. Hope you and the family are good, friend. Oh, thank you, Sam Ingram. Appreciate it. This is some fucking like Saw shit right here. You can kill my amulet, but it will cost you. Can get Bounce Land or Castle here. What would I rather have? Bounce Land or Castle? I guess Bounce Land gives me Color of the Mana. It's bad if they have another K command. But I think this is fine. This allows me to reset my Bojuka Bog, which I'm pretty interested in doing here. They're gonna have Dress Down. They don't. Huh. Well. I mean, if they didn't have the answer here, I guess they can have Terminate. They have Terminate, that's what it is. Yeah, they have Terminate. Still, that's kind of fine. I'm at 15. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay. Yeah, exactly. But it will cost everything. So now I can't haste. One, two, three, four, five, six. Sanctuary down. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. I should have bounced the Vesuva. Also, my opponent should have definitely played the explosives for free, because it was a free surveil. So they should have definitely played the explosives there. Name Valakut. Okay. No drown is good. Oh, my sanctuary. Oh no, I have 2 sanctuaries. Sweet. Okay, so I get to do everything now. We get to do this. And I guess I want to shuffle these cards back into my deck. So we're going to bounce this, and then we're going to bounce this. And then we get to play Bojuka Bog. Bog you. Haste here. Opponent can have Terminate. Oh, I fucked up my sequencing. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. And now I get to endurance myself. So you go. Still have on some respect. Man, what a grind. I'm blocking your monkey. Oh, actually I should have packed it there. Oh, that was a pretty bad mistake. Oh, I should have packed it there. Damn it. Now they have drown. Or no. Okay. Am I just gonna get away with murder here? Dress down. Should have left green mana up, I guess. Guess I should have left green mana up, huh? That's okay. Still got it. We get the attack trigger, at least. Sunhome for sure, because it puts a lot of pressure, and then we can get Boseiju, so we can do this thing again next turn. Okay. Did not think my opponent was gonna do that, I have to be honest. I guess if they find the shadow, I'm not in great shape. Also, Unholy Heat kills my endurance. Monkey. Yeah, maybe getting this with Boseiju was just bad. I should have gotten Tolaria West. How do I tap here? Definitely want to tap the Boseiju. Definitely want to tap the Bog. And I guess I'm going to tap this. Because if I find the T-West, I want to be able to transmute. So this is a must block. We know one of the cards in hand for opponent. This is a lethal attacker. Shadow would be an 8/8, which is probably bad for me. Again, Stronghold being insanely good right here, allowing me to play both attacking, both be attacking and playing defense at the same time instead of my opponent drawing cards with the monkey. Dress down main phase. I mean, I guess I go for it, right? Get a bulk first in case my opponent has a, so I don't get blown out by an Holy Heat. Just YOLO. just YOLO here. If opponent had Kolaghan's Command, what would have they played it last turn? I'm definitely playing this out. This starts here. See if they counter. They don't counter. I think I'm just gonna go for it. Opponent says GG, will play it. 5-0, baby. 5-0. All right, wrapping things up here. This deck list felt really good. I feel like today really showcased why I really like Borders Garrison as opposed to the whole Battlements thing. Like, we saw the upside of playing this package over and over and over and over again throughout the leagues that we played today, and it was just really, really strong. It allowed me to put my opponents under a lot of pressure, just like percent lethal out of nowhere. Like, I was lacking cards multiple times, like the very last match against Grixis Shadow, allowing my Endurance by itself to play both offense and defense was a massive, massive deal. And Battlements just forces you to have a Dryad in play, and sometimes you just don't have a Dryad in play. So because of that, I think it's worth it. Like, I as I said multiple times, this is a cost. There is a cost to playing this package. I think that cost is very, very worth paying, and I think that I would continue to I would just always play with this thing. Like, I mean, it would take Field of the Dead, I guess, for me to not play with this package. It's just so strong. As far as Karn goes, it just showed that you can play Karn. I don't think that Karn was particularly great. Like, obviously it was fantastic against Affinity. It was really, really good against that weird, like, blue-black Urza Saga control deck, but it's not necessarily, like, locked that this is insane right now in the format. It's kind of like a choose your poison kind of deal, and I think that this is a very, very good poison to be choosing, to be honest. I think this card is just good. It just works, and it just does what you want it to do, and it's just a good card. The package, obviously, it's like you can take it or leave it. Like, you can have this Golos, you can cut it, change it for something else, but I think that this is a very, very strong starting point if you want to mess around with this shell, and I think it's a very, very strong shell as well. Hopefully you enjoy the content. Make sure to hit a like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, folks, and bye bye.